beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here to share this potato and leek soup. I love to eat it like this with a tortilla. I love this soup. My mom made it for us. Her mom made it for her. Her mom made it for her. And I make it for my friends and family. First, you're going to get some chicken, preferably with some bone in. You're going to put it in a pan, medium to low heat. The purpose of this is to extract some of its own fat and fry it in its own fat. I've already put some pieces of garlic in right now because it's low. It's a good time to put the garlic in, get the flavors going. Toast the garlic a little bit on each side. Yeah, once you think it's a little bit brown on each side, then you can scoop it out. In this case, I let it go a little bit too far. It's a little bit more brown than I usually do it, but it's fine. It's not so dark that it's going to make my dish bitter. If your garlic gets black, too dark, don't use it because it usually makes your food bitter, but this is not, it's not too much. Put your temperature on medium high. This way your chicken will begin to brown more vigorously. Also note that I like to add a little bit of salt here and there throughout my cooking process. There's no need in using a lot of chicken when making this soup. It's mainly a potato and leek dish. This habanero pepper seems to pulverize as I dice it frozen. If you don't have habanero, you can use another kind of pepper. That would be fine. Even dried chili flakes will work to give it a little bit of spice. Don't add too much if you don't like your food to be spicy. Once my chicken is brown to a nice shade, once I'm happy with it, then I add the habanero pepper. Put it on medium-low. You don't want it to burn. If it gets nice and toasty, it's good. You want to make sure the edges start to brown. Once the edges start to brown, your tomato sauce with garlic and onion should be ready to go. If your tomatoes are juicy, don't put any water to mulch them. If they're dry, then add a half a cup or less. Add the least water possible. This will help your sauce get ready for the most important step. When you see that your chili pepper is starting to brown on the edges, put the pan on high again. And you're going to pour in your tomato sauce quickly because you don't want your peppers to burn. So as soon as you're ready with your sauce, put the heat on high. Dump in the tomato sauce. Make sure you don't move the tomato sauce. It's really important that you don't move it. Just let it sit. Leave it on high for a little bit. You notice all the orange that's popping out around the pot, around the points where you see all the bubbling taking place. Your objective now is to wait until your sauce turns orange. Once your sauce turns orange, then you can stir it. Now I will continue to dice my veggies. And also I will tell you about the reason why it's not a good idea to mix this sauce. So imagine that once you dump your sauce and it makes contact with the bottom layer of fat, there's like a sizzling going on, between the sauce and the pan. If you move it, you're going to mix all the fat with the sauce, and it's not going to be sizzling down there and creating that flavor concentrate. I've tried making this soup before without following the step, and trust me, you don't get the same flavor. This type of soup base and cooking process is very popular for many Mexican dishes. There are many variations of this recipe that you can cook up for different soups and casseroles. Unlike other Mexican recipes, this is one that you could actually play with and switch it up a bit. I'll see about posting different recipe ideas using the same or similar tomato base. I cut the potatoes not too small, maybe half an inch wide, maybe a little bit bigger, not too small because they'll overcook too easily. You don't want that. The leeks, I cut them about half an inch in width, maybe a little bit smaller. I love leeks in this soup, but if you can't get any, add more potato. You can also add some green onion. Even without the leeks and without all the items listed, this recipe will still be delicious. And in my opinion, it's pretty healthy too. Most of it is turning orange. Yeah, now you can move it a little, or a lot. It's almost ready to put all the veggies in. I'm going to give it a good stir, add a little bit of salt. For now, I will keep my temperature at medium-high. Now the sauce has a beautiful orange color and it's ready for the next step. Don't let anything go to waste. Now you can add the water from the blender cup. Cover. Put the heat on medium-low. Simmer for 10 minutes. Add all your vegetables. I like to put in the potatoes first because they take a little bit longer to cook. After I put the leeks on top, oh dear, a runaway leek. Gotcha. After that, I like to put in my spices. Just a pinch of each would be fine. Make sure you don't put too much bay leaf, it'll overpower the flavor of the soup. The soup is supposed to be mild in flavor. I put in the water. I make sure to cover everything with water plus a little bit more. Add a bit more salt to taste. Some butter. The butter isn't part of this original recipe, but I just love adding it. Bring to a boil and then set on low to simmer. See how the burner was on high all this time? Once it begins to boil, lower the temperature to medium-low. On the lower side is better. Now that the 15 minutes have passed, check your soup. If the potatoes are soft, it's ready. The chicken looks ready too. I'm so hungry, it's ready to eat. This soup doesn't take that long to make. Yeah, like I want to say like 40 minutes. Before serving it, I like to let it sit for at least 8 to 10 minutes. I love eating it with tortillas. These tortillas were frozen, and once I defrosted them, the little chunk came off, but still delicious. To make your tortillas soft after they've been frozen, make sure that the pan is hot. I usually wipe it down with a little bit of fat. Put my tortillas in there. If they're too hard, I add a little bit of water and cover them. Just a little bit, like sprinkling on some drops, or even with a little sprayer, spray a little bit. Your tortilla will get soft and pliable like this one. I usually make a large batch of it. I can eat it for days without getting bored. You can accompany this soup with just tortillas, taquitos, quesadillas, little chips or something. Yeah, you could just eat it by itself. It's my favorite way to eat it. It's so satisfying, you don't need anything else. I hope your soup comes out as good as mine. Or who knows, maybe even better. Wishing you good food, happiness, love, and safety. See you next time, and if you can subscribe, subscribe. Love you all.